Alright guys, welcome back to this series' Idle Adventure video. So I do want to correct what I said in my last video, but also highlight some of the really cool stuff that came along with this update. Honestly, if this banner system wasn't as how it was, and it was the exact same as like I had it before, honestly, this will be one of the best updates we've ever seen out of Adventure. Still really much think that it's just, of course, all the negativity towards this banner system has taken away from all the cool stuff that they've done, and it's overshadowing all, even the free-to-play friendly stuff they've done as well. So today's video is all about that and talk about the new changes. The first one is this new banner change, which is actually very, very good. Now, of course, one of the bad banner things they've done recently is remove the new characters that would typically get added straight away to this banner pool. So if you don't know, whenever a new character came out, they would instantly get added into the banner system. So what I would typically do, for example, is spend all my diamonds on Elizabeth and then go in towards her banner, see if I can get like the final few copies that I need for her to then awaken her, right? Done that with Escanor, done that with Merlin, and the Merlins that I did get got me her to a 6-star, so I very much appreciate that, right? But now, of course, they've changed it to where now it will take 1 month to be added into the banner, which is obviously bad right now, because that means for a whole month this banner is not going to change. But once we start getting the flow of characters, it can be fine. So where, like, for example, we're going to get, let's say, Zeldris in like 1 month's time. Zeldris is now out, guys. Everyone goes crazy summoning that banner. And then also, oh, by the way, Meteors has now been added towards this banner, and you can now spend your tickets, and you're kind of doing like a 2-for-1 a little bit. It can actually be very, very fun. So I do like that idea of it, of summoning for both characters at different times. It's just, like I had to say, it's very bad now that no character is going to be added for 1 month. But, you know, after that 1 month period, every update, we're going to get one character added. Of course, it's backtracked by 1 month. And it's annoying. I wish it would stay the same, but it's still not bad. They're still being added towards this actual banner system, which is still great. Of course, assuming Meliodas does get added to this banner, because he's been treated like a Festo character. But they did say in the dev notes, and they spoke about the fact that the new character is now going to take 1 month to be added. And yeah, if he gets added, that's perfectly fine. And yeah, they've now added milestones towards this. So I thought it was actually 20 or 250,000 tickets. It's not. It's only 25,000 tickets to get this guaranteed Grand Summon ticket. And yeah, very, very good. This is actually probably one of the better changes free to play that, once again, people don't are realizing. Because yeah, when you spend 25,000 tickets now onto this banner, you can see right now we spend 300, spend another 300. We're now what? We spent 900 tickets, so we spent 25,000 tickets. We are gonna, what I could do right now actually, and get the character. And if you ever watch my summons on this channel, whenever we do our summons for the free-to-plays, like just by spending tickets, I always have around 50 to 80, sometimes even pushing 100k after 2 weeks of saving. So yeah, every 2 weeks you get one Grand Summon ticket, and sometimes even more, especially when they release new child trials and you just get a lot of energy and you just farm a lot in the game. And if you don't know what's in these Grand Summon tickets, it's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 out of 7 characters that are really good, including the new Meliodas, which is, I mean, granted, it's a random chance, but hey, if you get a Meli, you're chuffed about it, right? If you get a Derriere, if you get an Esterosa, you get an Escanor, you're gonna be very, very happy about it. Even in Merlin and Gopher, you'll be more indifferent about it, but they are good characters to get dipped out. The only bad one, like I did say, is Meliodas, which does mean you're gonna get him the most of the time, which is funny, right? But yeah, if you watch my last 2 videos where I showcase, you know, Meliodas in PvP and even, you know, him in boss battles, Derriere is still sometimes more relevant than Meliodas, because she is a character you can get duped out more a little bit than this Meliodas, assumingly, and also type advantage, especially in those guild bosses or night bosses, do matter because they get that bonus effect. Escanor still has type advantage over everyone, a little more easy to get duped out than obviously other characters, so he's still more relevant. Esterosa still cooked me in PvP because he's still such an insane tank, so it's not like Melis come out and like everyone's irrelevant. You know, these characters are still good, and for the looks of it, this Grand Summon ticket, maybe they're gonna update it with every like Grand Festival that comes out every like 1 to 2 months, you know. I imagine we are gonna get one towards the end of the year. But yeah, there's no Elizabeth, which means this might be only for sins and commandments, which is very, very cool. I mean, Elizabeth in here, I wouldn't mind it either, but it does dilute the pool of getting the character you actually want. So while yes, it's annoying that the new characters are gonna take 1 month to be added, they're still gonna be added, and yeah, we now have guarantee Ps. I mean, if you watch my Elizabeth summons we did 2 weeks ago, video, I spent 60,000 tickets on a banner, and well, on this banner right here, and I didn't get her once. So, you know, if Melly was out right now, and I spent 60,000, there's a possible chance I wouldn't even gotten him, but now with this new banner feature, I at least have 3 guaranteed chances right now that I could possibly get him, which is actually very, very cool. So yeah, big W there towards the banner system, which once again I think is being overshadowed by this actual new banner system. This change is a godsend. So the potential system has been arse in the game because sometimes it takes literal hours. When I was doing my best potentials for every legendary character, it took me like 3 days of autoing, leaving my phone on the side to try and get the legendary roles, because that's what I want to showcase a little bit. When now one update has just fixed that, and everyone's gonna love it. And once again, one thing that no one's really talking about because of course the banner drama, but yeah, right now what you can do, you can auto, and what it will do, it will consume all of your potential, which could be a bad thing, by the way, because if you get really lucky, it could literally spend my 400k potentials. And you can actually set the minimum value. So if I want to get like a high roll of like HP to get the maximum attack possible, let me actually do that for Memory, because I want to try and get the maximum damage for him. So right now we obviously got a low roll for legendary attacks, so what I'm going to do is put attack on, we're going to put legendary, and we're going to do high value, I believe it is. And now if we do auto, it's going to consume all of it at once, and then auto unlock, and you'll see right now we have 400k. How much is it going to spend? Oh my god. Oh my god. I've just spent 400k. Ah! What have I done? Okay, maybe not doing the high rolls, but I guess that's better than me sitting there for 10 hours waiting for that free roll not to get it. I think you can now buy it with stamina. So I can buy 600k with 9G, right? Is that much actual thing I got, which isn't too bad, but oh my god. That's a really good change you added a while ago, actually. All right, let me... Are we about to spend a million actual orb potentials? Oh my god, I got it. I got it. That's unreal. Yeah, it's a good change, I guess. How much did I spend there? How much did I get? Whoa, I think I might have bought too much. It rerolled 8,000 times. Just imagine how long that would take to do that. So yeah, that's only if you want to get like the high potentials. Normally what you can do is go towards the other characters. Like, I always say this, if you want to get some decent box EC, always give your characters, if you use them, attack, but if you don't use them, always give them HP, because that will give you the most stats. And while I don't want to get the high value, I don't care. Set the minimum value towards low. We just want to get HP for our actual, characters. So right now, we can just do that, and boom, straight away. We got a decent roll there. Only did 151 times. Didn't spend that much actual Ember, and then boom, we can unlock that. And that is, yeah, going to give us a bunch more CC. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to do now for my box. We're going to go around just giving everyone max HP if I don't use them, because that is just going to give us, yeah, look how easy this is. You can just get so much more CC. So what I'll do now is take a note of my box, which is 461. So let's see how much actual CC we do get, or increase from maxing out my whole box. All right, so I've now maxed out my box. Every single character on my box now has legendary potentials, which took quite a lot. I don't know how much I had before. How much did I buy, bro? I think I bought too much. But then again, though, I obviously didn't take track of how much I spent. But I think it was, like, each one was like 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, right? So just imagine how long that would have taken to give my whole box max legendary rolls. Or not max legendary rolls, but just legendary rolls to begin with, right? And instead of CC, we jumped up. Granted, most of my box special legendaries were already all maxed out, but once I maxed out most of my, or half my units, because some of them still maxed out too, and my actual epic characters, we got about 200 million box CC increase. So once again, it doesn't matter. Of course, I gotta say, I've already got a chunk of my legendaries already done, and of course, a lot of them. So I basically like most of my box already, so it didn't look we got much of an increase, but 200 million is still quite a lot. And yeah, I guess the big thing now is you can now, yeah, max roll. Like, let me try again. 32. Let's try and get a high attack roll here. Some of them were getting like high attack rolls on my unique, so let's see. Oh, 5, 6k, 7k. Oh, we got it. No way. I think I bought too much. But yeah, that's still a nice feature. Now that my whole box is maxed out into the, like, where I want them to be, I can now just spend my unlock potentials on, of course, giving them the highest attack possible. So now when a new DPS comes out, I can give them a high roll possible and see them like at their max potential a little bit. Or I should say my GP for for your day. I actually don't know if they changed it too much here, but they did talk about adding more rewards towards nightmare stages. So it does, like, every 25 stages, you're going to get some new rewards. I just got 1k tickets for getting towards stage 3,425, and now for stage 3,450, we're now going to be getting 500 energy, and I believe it's every, like, yeah, 25 stages, because previously in the nightmare stages, it was like every 100, like every, like, 250. It was a lot. So I believe now, yes, you're going to get more rewards just by clearing nightmare stages, which is quite nice. Also, now they just nerfed all of the actual stages in terms of difficulty, so now you can just clear a lot more easier. Before, I was struggling to clear through stage 4,000, like, and 1 basically, but now, even not with a full team, just a Meliodas, which is obviously debuff, by the way, I can still solo with Melee. Obviously, it's because Melee is obviously very, very powerful, but even if I bought my normal team anyway, it's now much easier. So you can now clear more, get more progression in story mode, get more rewards, and of course that does go towards obviously Nightmare 2. A new item has been added, which is caught me off guard. I actually didn't know what this would be. So it's called a victory cry. Essentially, I think you get 2 for free, and to be fair, you might just give out more just by playing the game. I think even right now, the events, you can go and get some as well, which are in here too. But yeah, spending your victory cries will increase the final attack you do in your stages, on top of the Barnes delicacy speed, by the way. That's another important thing too. But the Barnes delicacies are a bit random. You can get like more attack speed, more crit chance, whatever they actually give. You may not get final attack. Of course, if you have a lot of energy, you can sometimes get it. But this is like a guarantee. Okay, I'm going to have 20% extra attack. And if you want to, yeah, you can just activate it, which you can see we've already done. And like I just say, it doesn't take the place of your Barnes delicacies. It's just an add-on. So now we have 20% more attack only in stages, which means if I was to bring like my normal team, this team right here, we can then end it, and then you'll see right now, if we just go into it, you can see we can probably clear for it really, really easy too. But yeah, it's quite nice, especially now they've nerfed the difficulty. What you can do probably today and tomorrow as well, especially if you're trying to grind some more gems for obviously Meliodas, is just leave your phone on the side, and it'll just rinse through for like the next 3 hours. From the looks of it, it doesn't stack. I'm pretty sure if I was to activate again, it would just increase it by 3 hours. So it's not like I'm going to get an extra 4% extra attack. It's just for 6 hours basically. The next change people are going to appreciate, it's not crazy. You still have to play the game basically, but base defense, you can now skip it. So you can see right now we get auto clear. I've actually already spent them. I think how much, it's bugged out a little bit. So I think you can buy this in a shop, right? So you can't buy it in PvP shop. We'll talk about PvP shop later on. But in the advent boss battle, you can spend 2k very, very cheap. You can buy what, 20k, you can buy 10, and in total it's going to give you 5 per one, right? So we're going to get 50, I think. So that's once per week. And bear in mind, you only have to clear base defense basically once per week anyway, right? And then now if we go towards base defense, you can see if we all skip here, you can see we're gonna spend 35 right now, which is 50. So that clear 35 waves. I believe, how does it add up to? I think it's 1 skip. So yeah, it looks like one of these shields will be 1 wave in obviously base defense 1. And you can see right now we can spend 50 and we'll clear 50 waves. And that will be 16,000 of your weekly earnings. Where we go towards base defense 2, it will be 14,000 and we'll clear much less. So yeah, you don't want to do that one then. You want to go towards phase 1 because we're going to get a lot more. So boom, we'll just get phase 1. And boom, that's 12,000, which is not enough to do your weekly earnings. But that does mean now, if I was to do 1 run on phase 2, which is much quicker because normally you get towards wave 60, and that would typically give you like 30,000, 27,000 of your weekly earnings. Well, yeah, now you still have to do phase 2 once a week, but you can now make up the difference of the 40k with the skips. Okay, so of course, with the next big change, and it kind of goes back towards the banner system actually. So this banner system, you're meant to get less copies unless you get really lucky. Apparently I got really unlucky in my summons actually, so yeah, yikes. But for me, for example, for me to get into a 6-star, which is where you want to take a character, 5 to 6-star is like that sweet spot a little bit. We had to spend 12 of these tokens. So now your Awaken tokens should only now be spent on these limited characters. Where before, previously towards the update, you're more likely spending them on the newer characters like Escanor, Deveray, Esterosa, and Elizabeth, which is what I was doing. But to kind of compensate that a little bit is what they've done, is they've now made the Awaken tickets part 2. So now updating all of the shops, if you go towards any of them, you can now buy the launch selective festival tickets, and they now include the actual new characters while still including the old characters. This one right here in particular for the actual, you know, PvP one, and they are, I think, maybe a little bit more expensive. I don't know. You now have a chance to get, you know, the characters you want: Deveray, Esterosa, Escanor. I believe these ones too are the same as well. Yeah, but they are cheaper. Alright, so in terms of new characters, doing the red one would give you access towards the old red characters, plus obviously Merlin, Lost Fane, and also Derriere. The blues would be no one, right? Because we've got no new blue characters. Or am I wrong? I think it's no one. I don't think Melly's in his banner. Greens will be Esteros and Escanor, probably the one you want to do. And then, of course, the yellows would be Light Liz and Gopher, right? Yeah, there's been no blue character. Let me buy the blue one. I don't think Melly's in there. Because why would it be a 2 if you can't get Melly? Wow, I've been scammed. Do not buy the blue one. The one you probably want to buy is the green one, because then you have access towards Escanor and also Esterosa. Let's see if we get a, any new characters. Grey Road, sick. Was that double Grey Road I got? But we've now changed the Advent boss battle as well, so now you can buy 2 of the legendary ones. Once again, including the same ones before, where it's everyone, but now it does also include the other characters, which still lower rate, but, you can get them now. Let's see if we get any. Escanor. Beautiful. Love that, love that. So yeah, that's such a nice little change. They've done this, by the way. Once per month, you can buy this. I'll probably end up doing when it's not like a good actual commandment week, because right now it's Derriere. I want to buy Derriere. But for example, 1 million, which will give you a guarantee unowned copy of a pack that you don't actually have, or cards you don't have. You obviously only want to do this when you only don't have legendary characters, because you're more likely to get, one of the really bad ones you don't own. But if the only ones you don't own are basically the legendary, so for me right now, for example, we are missing 3 of these like legendaries. Basically, it's like what? Yeah, these right here. So just if I buy that, I'm guaranteed 1 legendary, and I'm guaranteed to max out 1 of my actual, artifact sets. It's very expensive, but I only have to do it 3 times. And if I get lucky during the period of it being out, I might get 1 or 2 that I actually own. So I probably only do this when you are literally like 1 or 2 away. And like I did say, when the actual, rate up character isn't actually a good character you want to buy. Nighthead Shop has also been updated with the tickets as well. You can see Hero of Leonis selected ticket. Wait, hang on. Surely not. Wow. That's actually really good. Because that's a selector, right? You can literally just buy that and guarantee Elizabeth each week, which is actually really good, because I think she's a character that you don't have to get too much dupes on. Of course, in PvP, you want to get a dupes out, of course, especially now with, Blue Millies running around. But in terms of like using it in the Silver Demon, you can just buy now guaranteed Elizabeths. You can't complain about that. 25k. Obviously, the others, though, which I actually think is really cool. That does mean any time now we get Holy Knights, which to be fair, there aren't that many of them. They're now going to be automatically added into the hero tickets, which is really, really cool. I mean, granted, they're not going to be added to a while. Maybe to get, hero selected ticket number 3. But yeah, now, once again, the selected tickets 1 have now been updated to 2. So now we can just buy these 3 per week. We already got Escanor. Are we going to get any more? No one knew there, but of course, you could have got Escanor. You could have got, obviously, Esterosa, Merlin as well. RNG, but still very much appreciate that. So this new event is very, very cool. Basically, it's RNG, of course, right? You can... Wait, hang on. That's insane. Oh my god, this is insane. So yeah, this is a new little feature where... I don't know how you exactly get these. They can be used by... I mean, you get them every day. Or I think you can buy them, right? I assume you can buy them. Okay, so I believe you also do not want to spend your tokens until, like, the final days, basically. So every single day, you're going to look at a new actual character. So day 1, which was because the update came out before the reset, you could get Meliodas. And now we have Diane for day 2. But you can now go back to, Meli, right? And you kind of want to wait, because each day a new sin's going to come. So ideally, you want to wait towards, like, probably Gopher, Merlin, and, of course, Escanor. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing. And spending probably likely all of my tokens on here. But the more you do spend, the more chance you have to get towards the higher rewards. So right now we did spend 1, I think, early this morning, not realizing what I was doing. And I'll probably do 1 per day on each character. Maybe, I don't know if you can even get more. But this is what it looks like for the video. And we got tier 4. Obviously not great, but you do get all the rewards, by the way. So if you get tier 1, and someone will get tier 1, you're going to get 5 copies of the Sin character. Preferably, obviously, Escanor. 1 guarantee selector, which will guarantee you a melee of your choice. Plus then 1 random one. 1,000 energy, and of course, depending on what day you do, you're going to get your Guardian points, you're going to get the chest, very good as well, and it rotates between the 2. I mean, guys, I've opened up some of these little special caches, 1% chance, I've gotten it. Someone watching the video will get that new melee. And of course, the more you spend, you're going to get some nice little frames. Granted, I don't know how you get these actual tokens, so I don't think us players will to get the actual 100-day borders, but you would get the Hawk. So yeah, wait until Escanor comes, basically. So yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up the update. Honestly, everything about the update has been part of it, other than the fact that this banner is so expensive. And alongside this one too, like the gadget part of it's been the worst part, but the character's really cool, very broken, very much needed in the game. This banner change has been really good outside, of course, the actual other changes. But you know, some really good stuff in this update. And like this is only part 1. There should be hopefully a new update next week, which of course is not going to bring anything like new in terms of bug fixes and changes, but there should be hopefully maybe a new event and some other cool stuff. What you need to fix is that actual Merlin bug. The fact that's still in the game is annoying. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and yeah.